I want to talk about today is a very important topic, and it's come up with a few people over the last while. And in my conversations with them, they've asked me, Anil, how do I deal with my current situation? How do I deal with my current business partners, my relationship that are not working? Or how do I make a business that I've been working on for a very long time, how can I make it profitable? Because it's not profitable. I keep running into snags. I keep running into situations that I have no control over. I keep dealing with people that have an agenda. They don't really care about my success. They don't really want to see me flourish. All they're concerned about is me producing and doing sales and whatever so they can benefit themselves. Well, I'm going to talk to you about something that I've had to do personally in my life. And it comes around letting go and cutting your losses. So today we're going to talk about letting go and cutting your losses. Not a topic a lot of people like to talk about, I've come to realize. Here's why. Not only is it painful, not only is it uncomfortable, it also means we have to be accountable and take responsibility. And heaven forbid the planet and humanity wants to be held accountable and take responsibility, right? When you look at the news, when you look at social media, people are always blaming somebody else for their life. They're always blaming somebody else for their situation. I can't share with you the amount of times I go in on social media and I see people complaining about the situation in Canada or the situation in the US or the situation somewhere else. And when I read their comment, I'm like, well, no one said you have to stay there. No one said you have to put up with any situation. You choose to sit in your proverbial sandbox like a 5-year-old and complain, and you want to kick sand in other people's faces because you're not having what you want in your little sandbox. So you're basically behaving like a 5-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. That's basically it. So we have a bunch of 5-year-olds running around in adult bodies having temper tantrums, and they're blaming everybody. So one of the ways to get past that and to overcome that is to understand the concept of letting go and cutting your losses. Now, what do I mean? Well, have you ever heard the term, it's easier to give birth than it is to resurrect the dead? Yes, it is. In fact, history has shown giving birth is way easier, okay? So how does that relate? Well, do you know that in order to have what we want or what we say we want, right? Or to get what we say we want, right? It means for us to come to terms with certain things. For example, maybe the relationship we're in is not the right relationship. Maybe the business partnership we have is not the correct business partnership. Maybe the opportunity we're in is not the right opportunity. Maybe where we live is not the right place to live. Maybe the people we hang around are not the right people to hang around. Maybe the conversations we're having are not the right conversations to have. Maybe how we think, our thoughts and opinions and beliefs are not the right thoughts, opinions, and beliefs to get us where we need to go. So a transformation, and I'm going to use the word transformation, not change, because change doesn't mean anything. We're talking about a transformation, like think about the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, okay? And it goes through that process where it becomes something magnificent and beautiful. Well, in order for it to become magnificent and beautiful, it has to go through a transformation, a total transformation, not a change. A caterpillar doesn't become another kind of caterpillar. It becomes a totally different animal, a totally different being. So sometimes in our lives, we need to come to the reality and be honest with ourselves that maybe that relationship we're in, that business idea we have, that partnership we have, that company we're with, where we live, the conversations we're having, the people we're hanging around, our thoughts, beliefs, and opinions are not working. Now that takes someone with tremendous humility, someone that really is not being led by their pride and ego, someone who's really in tune with themselves. Okay, they're not easily impacted by what's going on around them. They're really in tune with themselves. Like they're very clear on their purpose. They're very clear on what they want. They're very clear on their day-to-day. They're very clear on their thoughts, their words, their actions. They're very, very clear on that. In order to get to that point, you and I must master letting go. Yeah, it's okay to let go. It's okay to forgive people. It's okay to not be in situations that do not serve us. It's okay to cut some people loose. It's okay to get rid of some beliefs and thoughts and opinions that are not serving us. It's okay. Because if who we have been up until this point in our life, today, the very day, the day you're listening to this mentorship, this free mentorship that's valued in the thousands and thousands of dollars if you had to hire someone to have this conversation with you. If up until today, you haven't generated what you say you want, or you're not on the way to creating that and you're having results and some things are happening, then who you are up until this point to create that is not effective. It's not working. It doesn't mean you are not a good person. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a loser. So please do not misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm just saying who you are in order to become the person necessary to create what you say you want to create is not there. Let me explain. I'll keep it really simple. Have you ever flown before? Yes. Have you ever had a conversation with anybody saying they would like to become a commercial pilot? Yes. Would you put someone in the cockpit of a commercial jet filled with, say, 300 people who is ambitious about becoming a commercial pilot, who talks a lot about it, they read about it, they blog about it, they post on social media about it, they even bought a uniform and they take photos with it. They go to seminars on being a pilot. They hang around other pilots, right? They're in groups and chats with other pilots. Yet they haven't done what it takes to become a successful commercial pilot, which means putting in the hours, doing the trainings, getting mentored by the right people, qualifying emotionally and mentally to be a commercial pilot. Would you trust that person to sit in the cockpit of a commercial airline? No, absolutely not. That's an asinine conversation to have. Of course, you wouldn't. Okay, well, here's a question to you then. Why are you putting faith and trust in your capabilities to create what you say you want to create, whether it be a successful relationship or partnership, and you know you're not equipped and trained and in the right place to do that? Doesn't that not make sense? Why do we think as human beings it's our right and our entitlement to have certain things? Yet we do not qualify to have those things. We do not qualify to possess those things. We do not qualify to be a part of those things. Where is our ego and pride out of control? It's so out of control that it's hurting us. It's hurting our loved ones. It's hurting our families. It's hurting our business partners. And we are so stuck and hard-headed and stubborn that we refuse to let go and to surrender to purpose because we think we know better, or we got it all figured out. Oh, I'm going to the top and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Yet people look at you and they go, yeah, no, I don't see it happening. And again, it doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. All it signifies is you need to understand that maybe you're not qualified or capable, or you haven't gone through that transformation yet to take on that task that you keep telling everybody about, that they keep shaking their heads around, because you're not ready, you're not equipped, you're not capable, you're not at the right place yet to take on that task. Sometimes I joke with some of my friends who have newborns. They just had a baby. And they'll go, no, look at my newborn. Look how cute the newborn is. And I go, yeah, the newborn's really cute. But I have a question for you. Who gave you the right to become a parent? Who said you could have a child? Do you know what you just did? You're not equipped to be a parent. And yeah, I get the baby is cute, but I feel sorry for that child with what it's about to embark on, having you as a parent. Now, not everybody will say that to their friends. I do. Because I like to speak the truth, even though a lot of people don't like to hear it. Many people in the world should not have become parents. Maybe you can say the same thing about your parents, right? Look at the state of the planet. It's the way it is because of, society and what's going on. And there's a breakdown in society. There's a breakdown in the home. There's breakdown with families. Yet we walk around as though everything is okay. Well, today the lesson is about letting go and cutting your losses. Sometimes we need to let go and cut our losses and start back from zero. I've done it. The last few years of my life, I've lost relationships, I've lost business partnerships, I've lost money, I've lost loved ones, I've lost businesses, and I've been on my own and dealing with a lot personally. So my life in the last few years have been in turmoil. Yet, here I am. Here I am having a conversation with you about how you and I need to master letting go and cutting our losses and licking our wounds and moving on. Nothing's wrong with that. Because here's why. That's a powerful place to be. It's a very powerful place to be when you can let go. I mean, have you ever been at the airport and seen someone dragging about 4, 5, 6 pieces of luggage, and they go and you stop them and you go, "Where are you going?" "Oh, I'm just going to the next city for a day or two." "You're going to the next city for a day or two?" "Yeah, I'm going to a seminar." "So what's with the 5 and 6 bags?" "Oh, I have my outfits in there and my shoes and everything." "Yeah, but you're only going for a day or two." And then you think to yourself, man, this person doesn't need all this baggage. Well, do you know anybody in your life they're dragging around baggage and excess luggage and they refuse to let go of it? And they're hanging on to it and they have this story, I need these 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of luggage and suitcase. And you look at their life and their life is in a mess and turmoil and they're not going anywhere and they're lying to themselves and they're telling themselves stories that are not getting them anywhere. And you're looking at them going like, you're just like that person in the airport dragging all these bags around and you're only going somewhere for a day or two when you should just have maybe a carry-on. So we need to look at ourselves and be honest with ourselves and figure out, do we need all this baggage and luggage that we'll keep hauling around? Maybe we need to forgive ourselves about something that took place in the past that didn't go well. And we need to forgive some people. Maybe some people have hurt us. Some people have disappointed us. Some people may have let us down. Maybe you have disappointed yourself. Maybe you have let yourself down. Maybe you have hurt yourself. So you need to forgive yourself. I've come to realize, and I've seen it a lot, that people who think they're out of trauma are still in the trauma. They think they're out of it. But when I look at their life and I look at their results and I look how they deal with certain things and how they deal with people and how they interact and whether they're coachable and teachable and humble and malleable, workable, I can tell if they're still living in their trauma. Yet they will go on social media and post, "Oh, I'm over my trauma. I no longer have trauma." However, when I look in without filters, with clarity, I see the trauma still rampant. However, they don't see it, and that's how powerful trauma is. So understand that in order for us to create from zero, remember when the Twin Towers came down, September 11th, they had to start from ground zero, and look what they've created since then. For us to create new, fresh, without any baggage and drama and anything from the old, we need to understand the power of letting go and surrendering to purpose and counting our losses. It's okay. It's okay to let go. Because when you think about it, for those of you that are in relationships that are not working or business partnerships that are not working, or maybe where you're living is not working, you're in the wrong environment, you're living in the wrong city, the wrong part of the world, you're hanging around the wrong people, having the wrong conversations, involved in the wrong activities. Just think about this for a second. Have you ever seen someone find a high-end vehicle, like say a Lamborghini or a Bentley or some high-end vehicle, maybe it's a classic car, maybe a Mustang or Chevy Nova or something, and it's got rust on it, there's some spots that need working on, it needs to be buffed, it needs to be repainted. Have you ever seen them take the car out of where they found it and put a fresh coat of paint on it and put it back on the road? How they found it? Absolutely not. You think something was cuckoo with them, right? That they were out of their mind. Well, the same goes with our lives. Some of us want to put a fresh coat of paint and put band-aids and cover up our stuff, cover up our messes, cover up what's not working, and we justify it with our arguments and our conversations. Oh no, I got it figured out. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to the top and I have it all figured out and blah, 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 blah. And yet people look at you and you look like that car that was found in a garage or a barn somewhere and someone just put a fresh coat of paint on it and put it back on the road. That's how you're living your life. Whereas a smart person would take that vehicle, put it through the shop, buff out the bad spots, repaint it, put it back together properly, and then put it back on the road as a totally redone, refinished vehicle that's now has value. That has value, and maybe even more value than before because it's been restored. So my mentorship today, and this is mentorship I give myself as well. I never give anybody tips or advice or mentorship on anything I'm not doing in my life, is to seriously and strongly consider letting go and counting your losses, licking your wounds and moving on and starting from zero, starting fresh, creating from zero. And here's another thing, and I'm going to cover this in another lesson, and I talk about this in some of my videos. The key is not to repeat the same fucking shit as before. The key is not to create the same nonsense as before. If you're going to hit the reset button and start from scratch and be like that car that's restored back to pristine condition and is worth more money now, you have to watch that you don't create the same stupid shit that you went through before. So you have to learn and master how to start making better and sound decisions with your life and with who you spend time with and have conversations with and hang around and go hang out with, whether it be personal or business. You need to interrupt that unhealthy pattern. You really need. So I suggest hire some coaches, hire some mentors. Find someone you know that can get in your face about your life and you're willing to take on those conversations and not feel attacked or be like most people who get into victim mode, and be someone who's willing to take advice and take conversation, because the people you're dealing with or the person you're dealing with wants you to improve, wants you to be a better version of yourself. It's not easy. I've had people remove me from their life because of me having those conversations with them, and that's okay. It's nothing personal. They're not ready to deal with themselves. And I don't have time to waste on people who are not ready to deal with themselves. There are people who are ready and willing to put in the work and time and effort to start from ground zero to rebuild something for themselves. Those are the people I'm looking for, not the people that want to be right rather than happy. Not the people that want to dig their heels in and stick to what they think they should be doing and what they think they know and the moves they should be making, and yet they're getting the same shitty results over and over and over. I don't have time for that. Good luck. Good luck staying who you are. Good luck keeping those beliefs and opinions and thoughts that you've had all your life that have gotten you to this point. Good luck. So again, I mean no disrespect. I'm just calling a spade a spade. I've had to make major changes and drastic moves in my life. I've even left the country I was living in. I even recently left a company I was with for 10 years. I've even stopped hanging around and spending time with people who, in my opinion, are very toxic and they only care about themselves and they're selfish and they don't care about me. And guess what? I'm smiling ear to ear, baby. My life is so stress-free and not full of bullshit that I'm really, really happy I did what I did. And was it difficult? Absolutely. Was it hard? Yes. Was it something I had to stay up at night thinking about? Yes. It's not easy. However, here's what I know. I'd rather board an aircraft with a carry-on than drag around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of suitcase that I don't need and dragging it every single where I go. Dragging it into relationships, dragging it into partnerships, dragging it into my life, dragging it into whatever. What a tiring, exhausting, unproductive, ineffective way to live. No, thank you. No, thank you. I've spent enough of my life making shitty moves with shitty people up to shitty things that don't give a damn about me. So I'm done making those stupid moves. So today's lesson is about letting go. Letting go. Counting your losses. Letting go and licking your wounds and moving on and creating from ground zero, taking the actions to become a better version of yourself in order to generate the results you say you want. Because if you stay who you are, you're not going to generate the results you want because you would have generated those results by now. So again, this is Anil, the action taker. Again, I always speak from my heart because I really care about people and I really want to see people prosper. However, the only way for that to happen is you have to put in the work, you have to put in the time, and you have to get over yourself and the bullshit stories you tell yourself every single day. So take care wherever you are. Remember to subscribe and follow for free mentorship, because these conversations I have with people are not for everybody. It's for the people who are ready to take on their life and take on their situation. And I really hope this lesson really, really resonates with you and sits with you. And I want you to watch this as many times as you need to watch it, so you get real with yourself and understand, hey, maybe it's time to let some people go. Maybe it's time to let some thoughts and beliefs and ideas go. And maybe it's time to be like that caterpillar and transform myself into a beautiful butterfly, rather than staying a caterpillar and telling everybody I'm a butterfly or I'm becoming a butterfly. And when they look in, they're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Stop lying to yourself. You ain't going anywhere. So please take this lesson serious today. I love you. Take care wherever you are. Be safe. Have fun. Have a wonderful day. And we'll talk soon.